Hey health seekers, it's Kate Shamarani here, natural nurse in a toxic world. And as of the 27th of April 2020, the laws have changed in the UK with regards to consent and whether you can be forced to have mandatory treatment under the Public Health Control of Infectious Disease Act of 1984. And what that means is this act is there to protect the public from contagious and infectious diseases. Now, what's come into play when that came in, and all the rules were changed on April 27th, 2020, there's no more confidentiality. So normally when you went and spoke to your health practitioner about anything, that was in confidence, it couldn't be repeated. Well, that's gone. So when you tell them what you've got, or if you've got anything, they can tell everybody now. So your confidentiality is gone. The second part of that is that those suffering will be forced to have treatment. And you'll be forced to be an inpatient if that is deemed appropriate. And you could be forced treatment. So you could be forced to have the vaccine that they're talking about. If you are at risk of contaminating anyone else, you can be detained and forced treatment. So under those, you have to submit to a medical examination. You can be removed from your home and detained and quarantined. And that's not just you, that's everyone in your home, your children, your partner, your parents. You have to provide all information upon request. That means you can be completely interrogated. You have to provide it all. You will be decontaminated and you'll be forced to wear the clothing that they want to give you. They can restrict all your movement. They can tell you where you can go, where you can't go. So you'll be completely controlled. Now your possessions, anything that you've touched, if you've got it, can be retained, quarantined, and it can be destroyed. Every single thing you've touched that's in your house, all your property, your pets, everything can be detained, quarantined, and destroyed. Others that have been in contact with you have to provide all information. They also have to say what they've touched, what they've been around, everything. Buildings that you own, be it your work, your private buildings, can be forced to be closed. If it's mobile things like cars, etc., they can be quarantined. If it's your buildings, your home, they can be destroyed. Completely destroyed. So that is, if you're contaminated, every single thing that you own, all your possessions, your furniture, your clothing, everything that's in your home, everything you've touched, your building will be destroyed. No notice needs to be given for you to be taken and detained. You'll get no prior notice. The police have got incredible powers here. They can arrest you for certain offences that are just from nothing. So what is an offence? It's an offence to say, I don't want that vaccine, without giving a reasonable answer. So you could say, I don't want it, it might harm me, or it's poison, but that might be deemed unreasonable. So you'll be under arrest. You've committed an offence. If you try and stop them from doing their work, what they're doing, or you resist what they're doing, if anyone else is being removed and you try and resist, you'll be slapped with a £5,000 fine. Every day that fine isn't paid, it goes up. The only person who can get you out of your detainment is a judge. All of these apply to all of us, the people. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. You cannot prosecute. If you're on the streets and the police deem you to be contaminated or at risk, you can be removed from the street and taken to these detention centres without your family knowing. They won't know where you've gone. That's literally a police state where you disappear, like what we used to hear in some of the South American countries of years gone by. You'll just disappear. Who's exempt from all of this? Who's exempt from that? The Crown and Her Majesty. Not sure what to quite make of any of that. It's pretty brutal. They used this for TB, I believe. One has to ask. You know, I've talked all about this pandemic, scandemic, a virus that was genetically modified in a lab. Was it added to vaccines? The mandatory vaccines in Wuhan, December 2019. Was it added to the flu vaccines that were given here? But what makes people sick? We've talked about it often. Can't say it on here because this will get removed. So when that gets ranked up, are we going to see people having all these symptoms? The pulmonary edema, all the symptoms of altitude sickness that match the symptoms of this virus. And then everyone can be detained. You've got to wonder why they have all the FEMA camps that they've had ready in America for years, ready. While they're getting football stadiums ready here. What are they for? Are they detainment centres? Are we all going to get put there and detained? Why are they getting all these Nightingale hospitals ready for? All of the laws have been changed. So there you have it. Looks like we're really moving into possibly the New World Order and a controlled depopulation. So, I don't know what to say really. There are some people now that are getting petitions signed because this is indefinite, this law. It's indefinite. All the laws have changed in Parliament. They're draconian. So I'll catch you later. I'm going to post this everywhere. I'm going to do it live as well. Have a good day.